Good morning. So today's Thursday, April 28th. So today we're looking at rates and comparing. Before you start, there is just a Pythagorean theorem quiz. It's just a few questions long to make sure that you understand Pythagorean theorem. And then listen to this lesson and do the independent work questions. For today's team meet, Mr. Fallon will be going over the answers with you guys. If you have any questions or anything, I am relatively available. I don't know how quick I will answer, but I am able to answer to any emails that you have. If I don't answer quick enough, you can ask Mr. Fallon. But please email your work to me as I'll be marking it as soon as I can this evening. So both grade 9s and 10s have the same lesson again today. And then we will finish up this unit next week and you'll have a test again. And we'll move on to other stuff. So that's where it'll really be different for the grade 9s and 10s a little bit more than it has been. So when it comes to, I forgot to share my screen. So we're looking at rates of comparing a lesson. We are looking at how to calculate rates and comparing them to determine what the best buy is. So the best buy is usually the cheapest. So that would be true. So we're going to circle this guy. Okay, so we want like the best bang for our buck. So when you go to the store, there's different brands and companies. And sometimes the bigger boxes or the bigger bags of chip, for example, is a better price depending on the size. So we're going to look at the chart below. And so what we're going to do is we're going to compare the cost of 1 liter, so 1,000 milliliters. So here it tells you each. So here, if we look at Pink Swan, I'm getting a whole bunch of emails. So we've got 250 milliliters, and to get it to 1,000, so if we're going to do it into a fraction here. Okay, so if we have 250 milliliters and it costs 240, okay, equals 1,000 over X. So the same way that we've been doing it before, you're going to cross multiply, and the total price that it's going to give you is $9.60. Okay, so it'll be $9.60 for a liter worth of Pink Swan. If we look at fragrance now, it tells us our size is already a liter, so we don't need to convert anything. So it costs $3.95 for a liter. Okay, this one is 500 milliliters, so we're going to do the same thing, and it's for $1.89. So you're going to put 500 over 189. Okay, equals, there's another email. We're 1,000 over X. And so that's going to give you a total of $3.78. Okay. You're gonna do the same thing for the next one. So 750 over the price. We want to know the cost for 1,000 milliliters. So you do 1,000 over X. You're going to cross multiply. And that is going to give us $4.39. Okay. And the same thing for this guy. So this is 1,500 milliliters for $5.09. And we want to know how much for 1,000 milliliters. Okay, and you're going to cross multiply, and that is going to give you $3.39. Okay, and so for your rank of soaps here, you're going to pick which one is the cheapest up to the most expensive. So for 1 liter, the cheapest one is our soft hands here. Our second one, we're going to look at the price. It'll be our White Dove. And then fragrance, Squeaky Clean, and then the Pink Swan is super duper expensive here. Okay, so I'm going to erase this. We're going to move on to the next example. So an experiment was carried out with these soaps. The whole container was used to wash dishes. Here are the results. So complete the table. So your first task is to put it into a ratio. So you're going to put the number of plates over the cost. Okay, so we have 240 plates. Over $2.40. Okay. So they want to know the number of plates washed per dollar. Okay, so if you divide your ratio, so if you do 240 divided by 2.40, it's going to give you the amount here. So if you put that into the calculator, you get 100. Okay, so we can wash 100 plates for $1 using this soap. You're going to do the same thing for the second one. So the number of plates of 562 divided by $3.95. So just keep in mind that a fraction is a division, right? So it kind of helps you out with that. So 562 divided by $3.95. You're going to plug that into the calculator, and it tells you that you can wash 142 plates per $1 with that soap. Okay. You're going to do the same thing here. So 458 divided by 189. So per $1, you're going to be able to clean 242. Okay, the next one we've got 531 divided by $3.29. And that, if you put into the calculator, is 161. And finally, our last one is 1,043 for $5.09. Okay, and that means that you can wash 204 plates for $1. Okay, so we're gonna look at our numbers of plates that were washed per dollar, and you're gonna rank them by the best. So the most that you can wash for $1. So here we've got White Dove that allows us to wash 242. Our second one would be Soft Hands. Our third would be Squeaky Clean. Our fourth would be Fragrance. And our fifth is Pink Swan. Okay, so I'm going to erase this and move on to the next question. So the next question is asking, there are many reasons for buying a product. What is a reason that you would choose a soap that is not the cheapest? So if we were to look at our table in question 3, it showed us that maybe it's a little bit more expensive, but you are able to wash more plates. So maybe the cheapest might not go last as long or do as many jobs, I guess. Okay. So express each of the following as a unit rate. So a unit rate, when we talk about that, that is per 1 unit. So the way that we just did right then, so how many plates can you wash with $1? So it always comes down to 1. So how many per 1 unit? Okay, so how many per 1 hour? How many per $1? How many? Okay. So round answers to 2 decimal places if needed and state the units for each. Okay, so the same way that we did with the plates, all you're going to do is divide. So you would do this divided by our second number. So that way it tells us how many millimeters of rain per hour. Okay, so if we were to do that into a unit rate, so 40 divide by 4. So that means that we're going to get 10 millimeters of rain per 1 hour. Okay. So then for this one, if it's $6.49 for 24 cans of pop, how much is it for 1 single can of pop? Okay, so what you would do for this one is you take the price, same as what we've done before. So $6.95 divided by 24 cans. So that means that it's going to cost 27 cents for 1 can of pop. Okay, so per can. Now the following, we've got $58 for 8 hours of work. Okay, so you're gonna do 58 divide by 8. So that means that for 1 hour of work, the person is getting paid $7.25, which is not a lot. That is what I got paid when I was you guys' age. Many moons ago. Okay, so $7.25 per hour is what the person is getting paid. So I'm going to erase that. We're going to go on to number 6. Okay, so when you're standing, let's say at Walmart and you're shopping for math, and you're like, you've got two packages of pens that you're looking at. One's 250 or $2.59 for 12 pens, and the other one's $3.35 for 15 pens. You might look at them and try to figure out which one is the best deal for you. So we're going to look at that today. So if we look at the first one, so you're going to put it in as a ratio. So the same way that we had done before, or a fraction. Okay, so we're going to look at our first one. So I separate the problem in half. That way I can show my work in both ways. Okay, so if it's $2.59, okay, for 12 pens, you're going to divide it. That's how we find out how much it is for one pen. Okay, so again, that is our unit rate. We're looking for 1. Okay, so if you throw that into the calculator, it gives you 0.2158. And I'm doing more decimals here because you're going to find out in the next problem that if you round, it gives you the exact same answer. So you do have to put as many numbers as possible just to see which one would be more expensive. So for the next one, we've got $3.35 for 15 pens. So you're going to do $3.35 divided by 15, which is going to give you 0.22.3. Okay, so as you can see, if we were to have rounded this guy, it would have gave us 22 cents, and this one gave us 22 cents as well. So in reality, the one that's cheapest would be this one. Okay, so this one is our cheapest for 1 pen. Okay, so the next one we're looking at graph paper. So we get 250 graph papers for $2.39. Okay, so here you're going to divide the amount, so $2.39 divide by 250 sheets to find our unit rate. So our unit rate comes up to 0.00956. So it comes up to about a penny if you round. Okay. And then you're going to do the same thing with the next one. So it's $1.15 for 120 sheets. So you're going to do $1.15 divided by 120, and that gives you 0.00958. Okay, so again, if we would have rounded, that would have given us a penny and they would have both been equal, but in reality, this is our cheapest one. Okay, so I'm going to clear this and we're going to do our last example here, which is comparing speeds. So we have Kelly that ran 8 laps of the track in 18 minutes. And we've got Jack who ran 6 laps in 10 minutes, who had the greater average speed. Okay, so here what we're going to do is we're going to find out how many laps in a minute that they've done. So if we do 8 laps divided by 18 for Kelly, that is going to show you that Kelly ran 0.44 laps in a minute. Okay, and then Jack did 6 laps in 10 minutes. So you do 6 divided by 10. And that showed that Jack did 0.6 laps per minute. And so the person with the greater speed in this case would be Jack. Okay, so I'm gonna erase this. I'm gonna run through your independent work real quick. And then, like I said, Mr. Found will be on the Teams meet to help you out with this. Okay, so you're gonna find the unit price for each make. So we've got coffee. There are 3 different types of product. You will have to find the unit price for those. Same with the water, same with the pop, etc. There's a whole list of them, and you're going to tell me which one is better. And there's just 2 little questions for you here. Okay, so it's relatively simple. I wish you the best luck ever today, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.